Miss Sen. It's so nice to have you here at Kolkata Literature Festival.
It's a great pleasure to be here.
So, to start my questions for you, you've been an actress, you've been a director, and you say you're also a radical humanist. How has these roles come about across the decades in your life?
Well, I was brought up by a very forward thinking liberal family, in a very forward thinking liberal family. My parents, one could say, had a life in the arts, even though my father did work for corporates. He still founded the Calcutta Film Society along with Shrutajit Rai. My mother was a founder member. And, we've been exposed to world cinema, dance, music, art, all of our lives. So I think it was very natural that I should also sort of choose a life in the arts. As a very young person, at about 10, I acted in a school play, and and the very next morning, while brushing my teeth, I announced to the world in large that I was going to grow up and be an actress, and uh, and that happened. That actually happened. But then I grew very tired of the kind of mainstream cinema that we were doing, and finally I just chose to make my kind of cinema, and that's how I started directing. Radical humanist. That's a kind of uh, world view. It's not something you become. I'm just basically a humanist. I don't even know if I should call it a radical humanist. A lot of people have called me a feminist. Of course, I'm a feminist. My feminism is as much a part of my humanism as anything else, as my concern, for instance, for the diversity of this country, for the secularism of India, for about child labor, about exploitation of mine workers, about environment, everything. It's all part of that.
My next question to you is from Paromita Ekdin to Mr. and Mrs. Iyer, whatever movies that you have made, there is this beautifully portrayed human emotions and subtlety there. Like, there is a way where you can see a movie and feel that, yes, it's directed by Aparna Sen.
Really, that's interesting that my signature is there. Have you seen the latest Khare by Riaj?
I haven't seen because of work, but I definitely shall. I have done till
Streaming
Sonata.
on Prime Video.
Then I definitely will tonight when this festival ends.
Amazon Prime, yeah. Well, I don't know how else to make movies actually. I mean, that's the only way I know how. I like relationships, even in films like Mr. and Mrs. Iyer or say Poroma, where there was definitely feminist politics in Mr. and Mrs. Iyer, where there was definitely communal politics in Ghare Bari Aaj, where there was the politics of today, which is very much part of the Tagore uh, novel, except that it was set in 19, 1904. Uh, but the politics was very much another character in the film. So even when that is there, for instance, I haven't made in Gauribai Raj, I haven't made Shondip an out and out villain. And he presents being a rightist. I'm kind of slightly left of center, but I wouldn't say that I'm a practicing leftist. I do believe in the left ideology. I do believe that it's the most noble kind of ideology that human beings have thought of, the ideology of equality. But I also think that in practice, it's never been done. You get into the Politburo, and then it's just a whole group of people lording it over the others. But as far as my political ideology goes, it's always issue based, and as far as my nationalism goes, I love India passionately, but I love a diverse, secular India that we inherited and which is now threatened.
So, Sonata, which was one of the movies that I had seen, but then life happened. But it is a movie very close to my heart, and to know that you wrote the script, you directed it, and
Oh
then you
no, no,
had.
no! I didn't write the script.
It was originally a play,
It was a
but
play.
yeah,
The lines are
from
Maheshwar choice.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't even translate it. It was written in English, so all I did was edit it.
Yeah. So putting the words into the dialogues and then having it directed and then acted on it and acted with Shabana Azmi and Lilith Dubey. How was that experience?
It was great because all three actors were from the theatre, and we brought the discipline of theatre into it, and also the fun part of theatre. Um, planning, rehearsing, and so on. Um, well, as far as Shabana and I did quite a lot of workshopping together. Um, Lilette came into it much later; she didn't have the time. But then, but when she came in. She just jumped in, and it was really good fun. I mean, we felt as if we actually had been very good friends for a very long time. Even and Shabana and I have, of course, we go back for years. But in Lilette, I didn't know that well. But when I got to know her, now every time she's in Calcutta or I'm in Bombay, we try to catch up, and we have remained very good friends.
Aparna Sen, the mother, and Aparna Sen, the director. How is that experience of directing your daughter in your movies?
My daughter says something very interesting. She says that a director's job is very like a mother's. The director nurtures, scolds, uh, will love and cosset the child, will be angry, will discipline the child, will direct the child in so many different directions. So the job of a director is very much that of a mother, nurturing but firm mother.
Since we are at the heart of Boimela and Boimela Mane Kolkata, you have seen Kolkata for years now. What is the one thing about Kolkata that hasn't changed and that you adore?
The fact that people love books still, even in this day and age. I love that.
Well, thank you so much for having us, Miss Sen. It was lovely talking to you, and
Pleasure.
I hope you have a wonderful time here at Kolkata Literature Festival.
Thank you so much.